Hello and welcome to episode 4. And the reason why I'm doing this studio type intro, which I won't be doing, I plan not to anyway, I mean I may do it, I can't predict the future, is because halfway through the podcast yesterday, halfway through the hike rather, the batteries died on my recorder, so I ended up having to use my phone, so there will be a difference in quality between the first and the second half of the podcast, so I'm just giving you a heads up there. It's not terrible, I've done my best that I can do really with my editing, but I have sort of chosen not all of the files that I recorded on my phone because some of them are just really bad, so it may sort of sound a little bit disjointed, but hey, it's a podcast, what can you do, hey? So without further ado, thank you for tuning in, and this is episode 4. Hello and welcome to Hike and Pod episode 4. With this episode, I know we're going to Hatfield. I was supposed to have some people accompanying me, but they got their dates wrong, so that didn't happen. So I am still going to Hatfield, even though I know went to Hatfield 2 weeks ago, episode 2 I think it was. But I'm going a different route this time. I'm going west. So I'm going to approach Hatfield from the west via Hatfield and Welland Garden City, and I'll go into more detail in a little while, but I just thought I'll do the introductions. I don't as yet have a jingle for this show or intro music or anything like that. I suppose, I like to keep it simple. So yeah, now I'm going to mark the usual marker for me, which is the M25. So this is the point at which for me it's like it's leaving London. I hadn't taken into consideration, which I probably should have done really, and I should know better, that this side of Enfield, and certainly when you're not walking along a canal, it's a lot noisier, and also there are no pavements or sidewalks to walk on, so I'm walking on grass verges next to cars driving by at the national speed limit, which is treacherous at the best of time and not really enjoyable, because I'm just walking beside cars and it's just not fun. So now I'm actually I'm literally walking on the underside. I don't know if you can hear the reverb, and the slapback will have changed now. So above me is the M25. This is the M25 tunnel. I've just looked at the traffic and it's really bad. So I'm feeling kind of glad that I'm walking. And yes, this is how busy this road is. And it's not even a major road. So this probably wasn't one of my better ideas. I should have gone the other way and walked along the lovely canal. So I'm hoping that the other roads that I've chosen to walk along will actually have some form of a pavement or sidewalk, because grass verges all the way are just not going to be fun at all. I'm in a place called Cuffley, which is just inside Hertfordshire. The traffic noise is not getting better. The cars are getting flashier, and I just tempted fate by stupidly putting my coat away, and it's just started raining. So I've only got myself to blame. That is totally my fault. There's lots of a few locals out eyeballing me, and I suggest they're probably thinking, what's that bleeding dog you doing here? More than likely. And there's a pheasant in a field with some sheep about 50 yards away from me. So I'm in the countryside, or the Shire now, which we don't actually say Shire. Actually, there's nowhere. It's not. No, we don't. I was just thinking that actually, because I hear it a lot on TV, where people go, "Oh, somewhere Shire," but it's not. It's Shear, as in a pair of garden shears. That's how we pronounce it, like it's shears. So this is Hertfordshire, not Hertfordshire. Going back to what I was just talking about with pronunciations. So here's a classic example, right? So I've just walked into a village called Northor. See, I don't again. I only live hang on, I can tell you actually exactly. 6 kilometres, nearly 6.5 kilometres away from it, and I can't pronounce it. So that in itself is actually quite hilarious. So, but pronouncing quaint little English village names is actually a real chore. Another thing is that in the autumnal winter months, England just looks really grey. And I was thinking, all the icon photos on the website just look like they could be in the same place because they're all just grey and rainy and dreary. But that's what England looks like in the winter or autumn. With this episode 4, I've decided that I wasn't going to film it, actually, because normally I would sort of do a bit of audio recording, a bit of chat for the podcast, and then do a bit of filming and then do the editing. And I didn't get... I've not even published episode 3 yet for the webisode, because I spend a lot of time watching YouTubes and tubes plural, watching YouTube, and I watch other people's adventures. I suppose it kind of gets me through the winter until I can actually get out and camp and do all that kind of thing myself. So that's why I do the hiking in the winter here. So I spend a lot of time watching those kind of things and seeing how they do these. The famous shot where they walk past with the camera on the floor, and then you think, well, who's filming that? They're on a solo trip, and you know damn well they've stopped and it's all staged. And I did actually bring my GoPro with me to do that, and I just can't, for the life of me, be bothered. I really can't, because I just think it's quite farcical that I'm going to actually take the time of setting down a camera, walking down the road a bit, and then walking back again, and then going back and getting the camera. It just seems a bit, I don't know, it's not something. And then I watched episode 3 again last night, and it's just, very close up of me looking cold, tired and hairy, and it's kind of like, I kind of did that with episode 2, so episode 3 is just an extension of that, so really not that interesting. And I thought, well, I have to do something better, so I did lots of shots of the canal and the boats and the pubs on the canal last week as well, but I kind of did that too late in the trek, so it would be kind of obvious, where I was walking down this desolate part of the River Lee, and then all of a sudden you see this shot of a nice pub at Stratford, and knowing full well that I hadn't reached Stratford yet, and then I arrive at Stratford, and then so it's just like, do you know what? Until I kind of figured out how I'm going to do this, or there's a better way of doing it, I think I'm just going to stick to hike and pod rather than web and pod, which probably would be fun, but yeah. Right, so the problem I've just got, so you can obviously hear a vast difference in quality of this podcast now, is I've just been talking to my recorder for the past 4 minutes, and I was thinking, oh yeah, great, because I've just done these little snippets and thought maybe I should actually do something quite substantial and flesh it out and talk properly. And then I looked at my recorder and my batteries had died, so I know damn well it won't have saved the file, so all of that was lost. So the majority of the routes that I've chosen to do as part of this, and there will be more further afield, I was looking at doing the London Loop, which is 150 miles around London, so I thought that could take a few Saturdays. And then there's the London Spiral, so I've got that option as well. So for bike and pod, it means I would have to go really far, because all of these routes that I've been doing recently are journeys that I've done on the bike, because I thought I wouldn't be able to do them on foot. And so walking to Hatfield I thought was a chore. Wasn't really that big a deal, to be honest with you. Walking to central London I thought that would be really hard, but again it wasn't really that big a deal. So now actually doing those on a bike would seem a bit wimpy, really. So I mean, the furthest distance I've ridden, should I say, is Hastings, London to Hastings, which is kind of bizarre in itself, to start off in a capital city by the Thames and then end up on the south coast of England, but a tremendous buzz all the same. So it would have to be something like that. I mean, the ultimate goal as to why I'm doing any of this is to do John O'Groats to Land's End, or Outstack, which is in the Shetland Islands, down to St Agnes Rocks on the Isles of Scilly, so tip to tip. So that's my bucket list, my ultimate goal of why I'm doing any of this is to either, ideally I wouldn't be able to walk because I wouldn't be able to get the time off work away from my family or anything like that, so it would have to be cycling, which is fine by me because I love that. So that's the ultimate goal. I have successfully made it to Hatfield North Station, and despite lots of treacherous walking, not real treacherous, but dangerous enough. It's kind of urban treacherous, yeah, so that's scary enough as it was, but I've reached the end in reasonable time, and I haven't missed my train, and I'm on the right platform. I don't know what's going on here. And all right, yeah, and train is not late, which is a rarity. And what am I saying? Oh yeah, I'm wrapping up the podcast. So it's been a bit of a long one. I'm not going to look back on this podcast with any great memories. Yeah, not at all. Haven't enjoyed this one, I'm afraid. It's not really been very scenic to look at. Half of it has been in the dark. Most of it's been quite treacherous. Had to use my phone as a recorder, which wouldn't have been so bad if I'd had like a proper mic to use. But so I hope it's been okay for you guys. Thank you for downloading or for listening in. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You can do that by, I think it's markriley.org/feed, or if that doesn't work, try /feed podcast. If you're doing it via iTunes, that's great. You can also still download it from the website thelastbroadcast.org, which is my homepage, as you well know. Thanks again, and look forward to seeing you on episode 5.